The Delta SkyMiles Gold, Delta SkyMiles Platinum, and Delta SkyMiles Reserve all just had their annual fees increased. On top of that, they also got a bunch of new benefits to help make sense of those annual fees. Look, I realize American Express announced that they would be refreshing up to 40 of their card products worldwide this year. But I didn't expect to see them hit this hard, this fast, this early in the year, and I definitely did not see them targeting the Delta credit card family first. Out of the 7 Delta SkyMiles credit cards, 6 of them got major overhauls with their benefits and some of their reward structures as well. So we're going to, of course, go through all of this right now. That way you know exactly what to expect, to know if your current cards that you have are still worth keeping or if they are going to be worth your time to apply for them in the future. Let's start off with the annual fees on the personal card versions of these. So we've got 4 different cards total: the Delta SkyMiles Blue, Gold, Platinum, and Reserve. Now these are the before annual fees that we're all used to, that we've seen for months, even years actually. The blue one was the $0 annual fee version. The Gold was at $99, the Platinum at $250, and the Reserve at $550. But as of February 1st, 2024, these fees are going up. At least all the ones except the Delta SkyMiles Blue. That one is still staying at $0, which is great, but the Gold is now going up to $150. The Platinum here will be up at $350, and the Reserve will now be at $650. So to see the actual increases here, there was of course nothing happening with the Blue. The Gold went up by $51, and both the Platinum and Reserve increased by $100. Not the news that we all wanted to hear or see. However, there's a little bit of good news here with the Gold card. That is, with the first year, it is a $0 intro annual fee. Then $150 will kick in year 2 and beyond. For those of you who already have this card or any of the other ones open that have their fees increased, if your card member anniversary occurs between now, early February, and the end of April, so April 30th, you will renew at the older card rates. As of May 1st, however, if your anniversary date occurs May 1st or later in the year, then you will be renewed at the newer rates. Lame. Let's also talk about what's happening to the annual fees on the business card version side of all this. So first of all, there is no Delta SkyMiles Blue business card, so that one's not applicable at all. But the Gold, Platinum, and Reserve cards, those all have the same old annual fees, and fortunately this makes it really simple. The after new increased fees are also identical. So $150 for the Gold, $350 for the Platinum, and $650 for the Reserve. Of course, the same level of increase as well. That $0 intro annual fee for year 1 also applies to the Business Gold version too, and then year 2 and beyond, it will be $150. So these cards are going to now cost you more to keep them open every single year. But the story does not end there. No, not even close. A bunch of new benefits are also coming to these cards to help you make sense of the fee, or perhaps give you a reason to cancel them or downgrade to that blue version. So now let's talk about, on the personal side first, what are the new benefits you can expect to have on these cards that are now effective immediately. The Delta SkyMiles Gold American Express card is getting an all-new $100 Delta Stays credit. This is basically giving you the opportunity to earn up to a $100 statement credit per calendar year. It's valid on Delta Stays bookings. These are basically prepaid hotels or vacation rental bookings that you do through delta.com/stays. So just when you thought the banks were the ones trying to get you to book more through their portals, now Delta is showing the way for the airlines to want you to do the same thing. Here's a screenshot of what the Delta Stays landing page or site looks like. Basically, you search for your hotels or your vacation rentals here, you book through this portal, and you'll be able to use your credit through this. Secondarily, we are getting an enhanced benefit. It is a $200 Delta flight credit. I call it enhanced because it was previously already with this card, but at a lower $100. So they basically doubled the value here. So you can receive a $200 flight credit after spending $10,000 in eligible purchases per calendar year on your card. And that's all for the gold. Let's move on to the platinum. For the higher $350 annual fee, you will also get another Delta Stays credit on this card, but now it's up to $150 as opposed to just $100 that we saw on the gold. Still runs on a calendar year, still valid for the same type of prepaid hotels and vacation rental bookings at the link on the screen. But now we enter all new territory. This card is also getting a $120 rideshare credit. It is earned/distributed up to $10 per month in statement credits. It is valid on Uber, Lyft, Revel, and Alto transactions, and enrollment is required. Also note here at the bottom that is for US only, not international. The third new benefit is another credit here for $120 toward Resi. This is also issued as $10 per month in statement credits, and it's valid at US restaurants with reservations available at Resi.com or in the Resi app. Enrollment's also required for this one, so make sure that you do so before you book your reservation. And now we get a benefit that's actually related to flying on Delta airplanes. There's a new MQD Head Start, which stands for Medallion Qualifying Dollars, one of the requirements to earn status in their medallion hierarchy. So you will receive 2,500 MQDs toward your next level of status each qualification year. And we also have another benefit kind of related to this to help you continue earning towards status. That is the MQD Boost. So you can continue earning one additional medallion qualifying dollar for every $20 in purchases that you put on your card. Delta recently overhauled their entire SkyMiles program, and now you have basically one unifying indicator to work towards status. They're called MQDs, or medallion qualifying miles, and here are the 4 different tiers: silver, gold, platinum, and diamond, with the requirements below each one. It ranges from 5,000 at silver up to 10,000, 15,000, and 28,000 respectively as I film this. Now, if you're looking for a potential seat upgrade, there's some good news here as well, at least as long as it becomes actually useful in the real world. But nonetheless, a new benefit is coming in this card called the complimentary upgrade list. We previously only saw something like this with the Delta Reserve card. However, now at the platinum card level, you can still get added to the seat upgrade list. It is valid for upgrades to Comfort Plus, First Class, and even Delta One with an eligible ticket, and you will still be positioned, however, behind medallion members, that is the elites who have status, and also behind people who have the Delta Reserve card. And there's also some good news about what is likely most people's favorite perk here, which is the companion certificate. Of course, there are a lot of restrictions about this that still do exist. Read the fine print if you like, but it is now being expanded further. It is now valid for travel to all 50 US states, Mexico, Central America, and the Caribbean in the class of service of main cabin. Then, should you be on a trip where you want to rent a car through Hertz, you can now enroll in elite status at the 5-star level. This is complimentary upon enrollment, and it's kind of a 2-phase approach here. First, you want to add your Hertz account number, meaning you already have a Hertz account that you've signed up for. If you don't, enroll in the Hertz program first, get your loyalty number, and then add it to your SkyMiles account. You can do so at delta.com/mypromos/eligible. Then you'll want to enroll/activate the benefit itself at delta.com/Hertz. And for the bad news, Delta Sky Club access has been removed from the Delta SkyMiles Platinum American Express card. There is no more access going forward. It was previously $50 per entry, but effective January 1st, 2024, so a month ago from filming this, that benefit has gone away completely. Ain't nobody like to hear that, but also ain't nobody like to wait in long lines to get into a very crowded club anyway. So if this can help and enhance the in-club experience for those who do have access, that could be a better thing all around. We'll have to see, of course, that plays out in the real world too. On to the Delta SkyMiles Reserve card. Again, here we have a new Delta Stays credit. This one has the highest one we've seen so far at $200 per year. Again, it's earned up to $200 in statement credits on the calendar year basis. Still valid on the same 2 types of bookings at the same link that we've seen. The $120 rideshare credit is also identical to the one we saw on the Platinum card. So $10 a month on the same 4 providers. Still, you gotta enroll in this, and it's for the US only. We're also seeing the Resi credit added to this card too, but at double the rate of the Platinum. So rather than $120, it is now $240, broken up in earned at $20 per month in statement credits. Only US restaurants offering reservations at Resy.com or via the Resy app, and you will need to enroll in this as well. That MQD Head Start is also coming to this card at the same level of 2,500 MQDs every qualification year, but via the MQD Boost, you can earn at a faster rate. Rather than one MQD for every $20 spent, it is now one MQD for every $10 spent in purchases. The Reserve card is also given its own companion certificate every year for a number of years, but it is also being enhanced like we saw with the Platinum. So you can now use this at all 50 states, Mexico, Central America, and the Caribbean. But this class of service is also more than what you get with the Platinum cards. So rather than just main cabin, it also includes Comfort Plus and even First Class. If you rent a car on a trip through Hertz, you actually get a higher level of status than the Platinum card. You still have to enroll, add your Hertz account number to your SkyMiles account, and then activate at those same two links. But now what you're getting here is the President's Circle status instead of 5-star. We've also got round 2 of bad news, but this one is not going to be effective until about another year from now. So you can of course cool your steam a little bit here, but you need to be aware of this because 1 year will go by pretty quickly. What's changing with this card is that the unlimited Sky Club access will be no more. Rather, you will receive 15 visits on a complimentary basis, 2 Delta Sky Clubs per year, and the additional visits will be at $50 each. And should you want to receive unlimited Sky Club visits like you could in the past, now you must spend $75,000 per calendar year on your card to unlock that benefit. Additionally, you will receive 4 one-time guest passes to use per card member year. If you want to pay for additional guests once your passes are depleted, those will still be available for sale at $50 each. How's that for a lot of changes all at once? I've spent most of my day today looking at screens that looked just like this one, going through all the fine print terms, conditions to understand how all these benefits work and putting the relevant info on the screen for you today. If you have not found a reason to give this video a like, now would be a great time to do so. So let's wrap everything up now with a summary, including the business cards as well, because those are very similar with a few small nuances as well. So again, here we go. Jumping over quickly to the business card side, we've got the Gold, Platinum, and Reserve with the same annual fees that we saw with the Personal. And as for the new benefits, they're all the same as the Personal versions as well, with some very small tweaks. On the Gold side, what we're seeing is a $150 Delta Stays credit instead of just $100, as well as a couple new rewards multipliers. You'll now earn double miles on US shipping and US advertising. That's up to $50,000 per calendar year in spend. As I understand the tiny fine print, those are $50,000 caps individually for each of those 2 rewards categories, not combined. If you see differently, let me know down below in those comments. For the Platinum business, we have a $200 Delta Stays credit as opposed to $150 on the Personal version, and some new multipliers here too. 1.5 miles per dollar on US shipping and transit, as well as purchases over $5,000 in a single transaction. And if I understood the teeny tiny fine print with this one, this is $100,000 for the spend cap combined across all 3 of those. And lastly, with the Reserve business, it's a $250 Delta Stays credit as opposed to $200 on the Personal Reserve, and then several 1.5x multipliers here too. They correspond to US shipping, transit, office supply stores, and then a really interesting one here for big spenders. You will then earn 1.5 miles for all of your other purchases rather than just the baseline 1x, but you unlock that only after spending $150,000 per calendar year on your card. Not a very good boost for spending $150,000. And that's a wrap for all your changes, both for good and for bad. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. For me personally, I see both sides here. There is some good if I were a Delta flyer, which I'm not. That's why I don't have any of these cards, so none of these changes affect me whatsoever. But perhaps if I move somewhere else and Delta becomes the major hub for me, and I fly Delta more, then I would consider their cards and this would really affect me more. But if I were a Delta flyer, I would be a little disappointed with all these new non-Delta benefits. For me personally, when I get when I get an airline card, regardless of who the carrier is, I like as many airline benefits as possible. These cards do preserve all that, but I'm not really seeing much value in the rideshare stuff and the dining stuff and all these other things. I'd rather use other cards for my non-airfare purchases. In fact, I would rather use other cards for my airfare purchases too. I view most airline cards as best for their airline-specific benefits, like preferred boarding, in-flight discounts, spending towards status. All that type of stuff is fantastic. And by the way, if there are any benefits I did not mention in this video, like the preferred boarding or the in-flight discounts, all of those things are still preserved and unchanged. So I do like the core benefits that come with the cards that are unchanged. I also love the new ability to spend towards status, plus the boost upfront every qualification year. To me, that's a great way to drive loyalty and ascend to higher tiers of status through an airline program. The rideshare credit is okay. I do like how it is 4 different main service providers, Alto, Revel, Uber, and Lyft, which are really well known in different parts of the country. So that covers pretty much everybody who does transit and commuting in that respect. So it's not overly restrictive, which is good. But Delta stays, and Resi, forget about it for me. Even if I were the #1 Delta flyer on planet Earth, those have nothing to do with Delta, but this does not fit into my lifestyle or how I prefer to do things. That's a wrap for today. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, good, bad, or indifferent. Of course, we can start a nice spicy conversation down there, but of course, very respectful too, to see what the overall sentiment is about the new Delta credit cards. Also, check out the links down below in the description area to earn some more cash back when you shop online through Rakuten. You can even change your preferences to earn Amex points instead of cashback if you like, and to view my site with some great credit card offers that I've organized into different categories to help you find the cards that you like best. I should also mention that on the days where I don't publish videos, you might want to check out the community tab as well, where I post other great updates, deals, and more. And if you'd like to see some way less dramatic changes that Chase made to their Sapphire Reserve card, check out this video next. I'll see you over there.